Good day, everyone. To all our participants from different schools and universities, welcome to this free webinar session offered by the Asia Pacific Association Educators Training Institute. My name is Sharene Labung, instructor at La Verdad Christian College in Pampanga, and an affiliate of the Asia Pacific Association for Educators Training Institute. We're happy that despite this current situation, you spare your time for this event. I would like to remind everyone that we have some rules to follow. Only registered participants in real time through the link posted in Asia Pacific Association of Educators Training Institute Facebook page are qualified to receive the e-certificate. Watch the entire video, listen attentively, do like, share, and subscribe in APAETI YouTube channel. And at the end of this webinar, answer the evaluation form to receive the e-certificate. Let us formally begin. Our topic is stay secure while using learning management system during the pandemic. We have seen many organizations scramble to adopt digital training because of this coronavirus pandemic. The current pandemic is accelerating the adoption of digital learning tools. That is why many schools and universities are innovating their learning and development by delivering training initiatives online that deliver engaging learning experiences and also improve employee performance. So this exciting transformation must be very well planned to secure impactful outcomes. This pandemic is making many aware of the need for online learning. But the question for many is, how could we stay secure while using our learning management system? How could we do this successfully? So in this webinar topic, participants are expected to understand the importance of educational technology in distance learning. Examine and assess the security of your learning management system. Explore content of e-learning resources. Identify the delicate spots of learning management system. Understand the basic access controls of a system, and also understand the features and security of some LMS platforms. Learn tips as best practices for a secure learning management system. To make the transition to distance learning easier, we have now different resources. You have probably attended lots of trainings, webinars like this, and how-to guides that we hope will help our institution, us educators, and our students, even their parents. This is a given fact that we are now separated to our students by distance. And that's exactly what we're having now. Therefore, we cannot meet in a traditional classroom setting. The use of LMS or learning platforms to create, manage, and carry out educational and training programs saves businesses hours of time when compared to traditional methods. LMS allow the organization level of automation and programming in line with the needs of the learners and employees. Hindi tayo bastang magdi-decide na ito na ang gagamitin nating LMS dahil ito ang uso ngayon at ito ang ginagamit ng ibang mga kilalang schools. It should be in line with the needs of the learners and employees. It can be a cost-efficient way to reach many people with resources that would otherwise be unreachable through a flexible, customizable, accessible, and secure learning space. You have probably heard a lot of tools that you can use for the online learning. But the question is, how secure is it? What's missing from most review sites and LMS features lists? Security capabilities. And yet, it should be your first requirement, one of your first requirement from any online LMS platform. I know most of us have e-learning courses, learning management system, but remember, e-learning course contains sensitive information, user data, and other content that must be kept from prying eyes. LMS usually contains sensitive information that we absolutely want to keep safe. We wouldn't like to share our personal data and students' data from external people. If you haven't purchased an LMS yet, security should be one of your top priority. As the e-learning vendor, what security features are included, as well as how they deal with possible security threats? Okay, let's highlight the most delicate spots of an e-learning management system. First, contact. When someone wants to access your content at a certain moment, he or she have to log in into your portal. It's important to make sure that it's extremely complicated to steal an ID or hack your access point. Next is verification. Getting access to your platform should be just a first step. In fact, we want to make sure that the user logging in the LMS is exactly who he or she claims to be, and that he or she didn't steal someone else's credentials. Next is segmentation. It's important that only people that have the right credentials can access this kind of data. Last one, integrity. You most certainly don't want people to write with a pen on your books, right? So it's just like this. To keep your system safe, you will have to make sure that only the people intended to do so can modify the content of your LMS. So this ensures that data remains accurate, complete, and protected from unauthorized changes. Okay, access controls are designed to allow, deny, limit, and revoke access to resources, which is controlled through identification, authentication, and authorization. When we discuss managing access to data, we have to address both physical and logical access controls. When we say physical access, this refers to buildings, devices, and documents, while logical access refers to computer or system access. Again, access controls are designed to allow, deny, limit, and revoke access to your resources, which is controlled through identification, authentication, and authorization. Identification is the introduction or presentation of an entity. It could be a person, a device, to another entity. Sino ang gagamit? Gagamit ng system. Sino ang user? Next, authentication. is a process in which the credentials provided by an entity are compared to the entity's information stored on a system to validate the identity. Dapat mag-match yun para ma-validate. Authorization occurs after an object's identification and authentication have occurred to determine exactly what the object is allowed to do. Authorization is implemented through the use of access controls. The principle of least privilege. Okay, this dictates that we should only allow the bare minimum of access to an entity which may be a person, device, user account, or process to allow it to perform the required function. But most modern learning management systems have advanced safety protocols in place to ensure that your information is under virtual lock and key. Okay. Security is one of the most important characteristics you should be looking for in a software product. Of course, we care for our school's data, and your user accounts. The security that a software product offers can be quite difficult to evaluate. In fact, there's a saying in security circles says that security is not a feature, it's a process. While there's some truth in it, even the most secure systems will be easy pickings if your password is 12345 or the date of your birthday. Plain users are usually bad at coming up with safe passwords. Left to their own devices, they'll use password as their password. Or maybe 11111 or AAAAA, an empty password, or something equally easily guessed. Okay, there are certain features that a learning management system just has to have to be secure, and how those features help keep the bad guys away. We need to examine what our LMS has to offer in terms of LMS security, like rolling updates, passwords, safe sign up, watermarks. Okay, first is rolling updates. Security is a moving target. Unlike conventional software that needs constant maintenance by your IT department. Kaya nga maganda po sa LMS, cloud-based service. Constantly updated with the latest security fixes and enhancements. This way, all users are always running the very latest version, and any vulnerabilities can be patched within hours upon their discovery. Next is safe sign up. How do you know your users are legitimate users? That they are real people interested in your service. So as the administrator of the learning management system, you have the option to make sign up as easy or, let's say, relatively unsafe, or hardened. This means extra safe as possible. By disallowing direct sign up and demanding an email verification step, enabling CAPTCHA and other means of security for schools and universities wanting to restrict access to the LMS, they can add users through email. Alam mo na yung mga magkakaroon kung sino yung gagawa ng account, ikaw nang bahalang mag-add ng email nila para makapag-create ng account dun sa LMS. Next is passwords. To prevent users from being that weakest link, a good LMS insists on good password policies from the start. such as putting a lower limit of 6 characters on password size and reminding users to not use simplistic passwords on the account details page. After all, as I already said, it doesn't make much sense to ask for a secure system if we use passwords such as 123456 or your birth date. Example of an advanced password authentication is when user log in to the LMS. Their usernames and passwords are transmitted to a remote access server as an all-in-one file. There may also be other protocols involved to ensure that only authorized users are able to access the data. For example, online learners are only able to make an attempt 3 times before the system locks them out. This helps to prevent hackers or other hostile sites from guessing the password. In some cases, users must type in a code or they can or displayed prompt to prove that they aren't a bot. Next is watermarks. As much as this is possible for content delivered online. So this prevents users from stealing or sharing your content. All major document formats like, for example, PowerPoint, Word document, PDF file, are converted to versions that can be seen online just fine, but are non-downloadable unless you explicitly choose to share them. A good and secure LMS can embed your logo, the logo of your school, or a watermark of your choice directly within your e-learning videos and in such a way that it cannot be removed. Gaya lang po ng mga nakikita natin sa mga TV channels, protect their exclusive reports. Maybe at the back of your mind, you have this kind of question. Sa school kaya nila, ma'am, kinonsider nila ang security sa LMS nila and other engaging activities for students? Yes, we did. Good thing in my school where I am currently teaching, our LMS is capable not only for online and offline delivery, but we also consider its security. Ito ang na-overlook po ng marami, ng iba, especially this time of pandemic. Kasi ang focus na nila, yung easy to use, amazing features. But we also have to consider, gaano ka-secure ito? Okay, we have to include interactive engaging applications in our LMS. You have considered the content. You have the control. You have considered the communication for the asynchronous and synchronous learning. But how about the security? Manage your learning management system administrative processes. Sa part po ito ng administrators. Administrators oversee the operational performance of a learning management system and assist in uploading content, creating and managing courses, and setting up unique learning paths for learners. We also have secure authentication and enrollment method to ensure that our learning environment or our e-learning course is being accessed by our real learners. There is an enrollment options to add and enroll users in our LMS and in the course. Hindi common nagkaroon na siya ng account, automatic enrolled na siya dun sa course. Hindi niya pa rin ma-access yun pagka hindi siya enrolled, kahit na meron siyang account. So speaking of authentication, how is your LMS doing on that front? Another one is, na-address yung mga security concerns by defining roles para ma-specify and ma-manage yung mga pwedeng ma-access ng user. Meron siyang different access level with different assigned tasks in each role. For example, merong access si principal. merong access si department head. Pero meron silang iba-ibang role. Meron silang iba-ibang pwedeng magawa dun sa LMS. Meron ding role, merong access si head teacher, subject coordinators, and teachers. They have different access level. Next is regular security updates. Weekly or monthly clean sweep of outdated data. So we can also do this so that the system backs up the essentials. It is easier to keep your information organized so that you can quickly find relevant content or user data. Then, update the LMS security features on a regular basis to keep up with modern threats. For example, ano ba yung mga bagong viruses or spamming tactics ngayon that put your data at risk? But of course, as users, you should also do your due diligence and stay informed about the latest online safety concerns, such as widespread malware or ransomware attacks. Then we restrict access to information using passwords. So we can teach and share in a private space. Only you and your class can access. Walang pwedeng mag-join sa class basta-basta kung hindi siya enrolled sa course. So kahit meron na siyang user account, kailangan pa din niyang ma-enroll dun sa subject or sa course. Then create restricted areas on your e-learning environment or within the e-learning source itself so that only those with permission to be allowed to access more sensitive or important information. For instance, if you have a section of your e-learning course that is only for those who have enrolled, you can have them create their own passwords so that the content and their discussions or projects will be kept private. So this will also help to prevent your sensitive data from being stolen and distributed without your permission. Since only those who have been granted access will be able to view the data, the likelihood that a random person will steal and disperse the information online is limited. But at the end of the day, you need to ensure your users help keep your LMS secure. After all, it's of no use to spend money and time to secure your house and then forget to lock or worse, close your front door when you leave. So, pagka sinabi nating physical security, it is easy to understand. If you leave your house unlocked, people can steal things from you. Similarly, if you leave your offices unguarded, people can break into them and steal, cause damages, or disrupt operations. So if you're designing an e-learning course, verifying information is safe and security should be a top priority. You must ensure that the e-learning courses you've worked so hard to create is kept safe. Okay, here are some features and tips for a secure LMS or learning management system. While security is a process, not a product, starting with a secure LMS always helps. You can start with a secure LMS and then educate employees or teachers. Keep data safe at all times. So this helps you to create a safe e-learning environment for you and your learners. Whether you are dealing with a basic and simple subject matters or highly sensitive information that should be kept confidential, these learning management system security tips and techniques can help you to create a safe learning management system environment, not only for you, but for your learners. That concludes my presentation, and I hope you've gained some knowledge from this free webinar on how to stay secure while using learning management system during this time of pandemic. With a little effort on your part and a small campaign to inform your learners, you can do your end of the job and increase the security of your learning management system. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you, Asia Pacific Association Educators Training Institute. Have a nice day, everyone.